Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to look at how to improve at Apex Legends and other FPS games. This is going to be part 1 in a series on improvement, mostly focused on aim. However, I'm considering adding some movement and other improvement guides at some point. Anyways, let's get into it. To start this series off, this video will be focused on finding your perfect sensitivity. The truth about sensitivity is that there is no perfect sense. What works best for you is highly dependent on your setup, particular mousepad and desk size, as well as dependent on your body. Your perfect sense will also change from day to day. Because of this, we want to find the best overall sensitivity for you. To do this, we're going to be using a method called the Perfect Sensitivity Approximation, or PSA for short. This method uses a starting point in math to determine the best sense for you. The calculator used will be linked down in the description. So first off, we want to go to our most sensitivity. Mine is normally set to 1.6, I set it to 1.65 because 1.65 is the distance it takes my mouse to move in a 360 and it's equal to my mouse pad. So I'll put my mouse at the left side of my mouse pad and I drag it across. And it makes a perfect 360 from one side to the other. And I'm focusing on this head here. There's a reference point for when I start and when I stop. So you want to play around and find this sensitivity. So you take it and you put it in here and just play around with it until you get one that makes a perfect 360. Next, you want to go over to this website here. A link will be down in the description. And you want to go starting sensitivity. And here, you want to put 1.65, or whatever your sensitivity is that makes a full 360. Now, it's going to give you a bunch of values. So this is your starting base, this is the lower one, and this is the higher one. So first, we're going to take this lower sensitivity, 0.83. Back in game here, we're going to go to settings, and we're going to put 0.83 into the sense. And you're going to find it's pretty slow. So we're just going to go back here. At a far distance, you want to look right at the head, and you just want to track the head, long strafes. You just want to do as best as you can. You kind of just want to use your fingers for this, if you're a fingertip, especially, or claw. If you're more of a palm grip type user, then obviously you're going to have to use your wrist a bit here. So you just want to do this for like a minute. Then you want to go in a bit closer. About medium range, and you want to do the same thing, this time using your wrist to track. And again, you want to do this for about another minute. Next, you want to go close. And this is going to be using your arm. You just want to do this again for about another minute. So as I can see, it's pretty slow here, or I'm moving fast. So I'm not very good at tracking at this distance with this sense. My far was good, and my mid-range was excellent. But I'm not doing so well here. So you've got that feeling in. Next, you want to go back to the calculator, and you want to put your higher sensitivity in. Just checking the calculator. So it's 2.47 is my higher one. So back to the game, 2.47, and you can use your mouse, your keypad to enter that. Wow. So now you're gonna feel it's really, yikes, really fast moving. So you're gonna come back here and you're gonna try and track, and again, fingertips only, if you can, or wrist at most. And you see I'm having some trouble here. It does take a bit to adjust, so for the first time moving to a different one, spend a couple minutes here. Just trying to track. Then again, after a couple of minutes, you want to go medium range and using your wrist. Try to track this head as best as you can. Not so bad. Kind of shaky. After a couple minutes of that, or a minute of that, come in close range and you want to track the head with your arm. See, that's a lot easier. Probably a lot easier than it was last time. So then you want to go back to the calculator, and which one felt better to you? Lower, higher? For me, I think I like the lower one better, so we're going to click lower. As you can see, after clicking lower, it gives you a new set of values. So this is your base, and your higher, and your lower. So you want to repeat what you did with this value and this value again for this value and this value. So go back into the game, and I'm going to put in 0, for me, 0.62. And you want to go back on track. So this is even slower than before. And again, do the same thing here. And again, move up, medium range. And again, close range. I'm just cutting a lot of time off here just for the sake of the video. You want to spend a lot longer on it, like a minute on each one at least, when you're doing it for yourself. So that's how that feels. Check back the calculator. 1.86, so come back to Apex. 1.86. This is probably going to feel better for me. So back here. Again, you just change sense, so you probably want to spend a little time here. Just doing strafes. Move up after a minute or two. Do some wrist tracking. And again, close range arm tracking. Back to the calculator. Which one felt better for you? So for me, this felt a bit low, and this one felt better. It's closer to my actual sense that I use, so I'm gonna go with the higher this time. So you see, it gives you another set of values, and you want to repeat this again until you finish the table. So I'm just gonna fast forward to me finishing this, and we'll get right back. Okay, so I finished the table. It takes about 7 iterations. You come back to the table here, and we'll give you this readout value, your perfect sensitivity. So this is the sensitivity you should try around with, playing around with in game. Now, for me, I don't use this number. So let's go back to the game. So I'm gonna put 1.52 in here. This would be your perfect sense, supposedly. This is not the number I use, for a couple of reasons. When I did this originally, it was a lot higher. Like, a lot higher. For me, because I came off a ridiculously high sense. Over a couple of weeks, I worked on lowering it. I would just try lowering it every day, just a little bit, and I gradually brought myself down to where I am now, and this is where I feel good at. So another thing with the sense is you want to be able to clear corners. So like, you know, you got your gun, and pretend this is a corner here, and you want to go around it, and you want to check it. So you're walking into a room. You want to clear the corner and say, okay, there's nobody there. You want to do the same thing with the other corner. Nobody there. Nobody there. Nobody there. And if you can't effectively clear corners like that, you could get into a bad habit of not clearing them, just walking in, like doing like a half turn and a half turn, and keep going, and there could be somebody there. And the problem with that is you're gonna get shot and you're gonna formulate bad habits. So you want to try around with this. Try to lower your sensitivity over, like, you know, a couple weeks. Every day, just lower it just a tiny bit. Every couple days, lower it. You're gonna probably like lowering your sensitivity. It's gonna feel better after a while. And just play around with it. Don't take the calculator as like truth, or like objectively this is the best sensitivity for you. It might not be. Just play around with it. That's how I found what works for me. And yeah, that's basically it for this video. That's how you can find your perfect sensitivity. And just don't rely on it too much. Also, just check on and work with what feels good for you as well. And your aim's going to improve and you're going to get better. And that's for part 1 of this series. I think I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a video on your first aim trainer. Or, well, my first aim trainer. So I'll keep that for the next video. It's going to be a free aim trainer. I'm looking forward to it. If you enjoyed this video, liking it would be greatly appreciated. Like, sub, ring that bell, you know. Even just leaving a comment is incredibly helpful just on the quality of the video or anything. What you liked about it, how you got your aim training, and how you got your sensitivity. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.